It's time for the 6 at 6 on 95.7 KCMO Talk Radio. Number 1.
We have got elections coming up this week in the Kansas City Metro. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August 5th, Wyandotte County voters will decide on mayoral and sheriff's primaries, as well as Board of Commissioners for several districts. Lenexa voters will decide on a new city council seat as well. So it's not a lot of us that are going to the polls tomorrow, and I imagine turnout will be, to be honest, incredibly low. But there are some folks around Kansas City who will be going to vote tomorrow, so just try to make your time to go vote. Polls will be open 7A to 7P, and voters must go to their assigned polling places to vote in person.
Number 2.
Next up in our 6 at 6. Well, if you didn't see this late last week, I wanted to bring this up because Nathan Willett, maybe one of the biggest rising stars in Missouri politics, and he's right here in Kansas City's backyard. He's currently a councilman in the Northland. He's in Heather Hull's old seat, and he announced late last week, I missed out on it because I was out of town, but he launched a state Senate campaign to replace Tony Luetkemeyer, who is in Platte and Buchanan counties. And there were 300 to 400 people there. You had Eric DeValcanair, Kevin O'Neill. You had Daryl Curls. You had Josh Hurlburt. Even Governor Kehoe looks like is going to be involved with this campaign to some degree, making an appearance as well. So it was, for a state Senate race, it was a huge kickoff for Nathan Willett. Now, got to backfill him and get a good, competent person in there on the Kansas City, Missouri City Council. But this guy is the real deal, and he's only 30 years old. So we'll see how that plays out, but expect him to be a force to be reckoned with in Missouri politics for a very long time.
Number 3.
Next up in our 6 at 6, well, you heard it from John Anthony earlier this hour on the news, and that is a Jackson County judge has told all parties that he wants to have the weekend to thoroughly review the legal fight to set a recall vote for Jackson County Executive Frank White. We will expect a determination on a recall date by today or tomorrow at the latest. So you've got this 16th Court Judge, Marty Seaton, who is right now going to be the person deciding when the Frank White recall is going to take place. We're still sitting here wondering how exactly this is going to play out and what exactly it's going to look like. Of course, the election boards have been crying about this, saying, we can't put on a vote in late August. But, of course, you look at the law, and the law says that the vote for the Frank White recall has to come within 60 days of when the votes are submitted or the ballots or the signatures are submitted to recall the guy. So we're all sitting here saying, okay, so what's going to happen? When is this going to take place? And right now, nobody knows. But we'll have a better idea today or tomorrow as to when exactly the Frank White recall is going to happen.
Number 4.
Next up in our 6 at 6, we may have a second college football coach in the United States Senate. Right now, Tommy Tuberville, of course, formerly of Auburn and Texas Tech, represents the state of Alabama. Well, Derek Dooley, do you remember him? Mark's scratching his head. Come on, Mark.
It sounds familiar, but I can't put the team with
Come
it.
on.
It's got to be an SEC team, right?
Yes, SEC. You can do it.
Ole Miss?
One more guess.
John says Georgia.
Tennessee.
Come
on, you remember him. He was one of those flameouts for Tennessee.
Yeah, one of the many.
Before Josh Heupel started turning things around. Derek Dooley has filed FEC paperwork to run for Georgia Senate. So he's a Georgia guy. So I guess John was kind of right. He's running in the state of Georgia, but he was the former Tennessee football coach, and he's going to challenge Democrat Jon Ossoff. So Derek Dooley is trying to become the second former college football coach, ironically out of the SEC as well, to make his way to the United States Senate. So that is something to keep an eye on as we move forward towards the 2026 midterms. How about that?
Number 5.
Well, what a mess this thing was over the weekend, huh? This Braves-Reds game at the Bristol Speedway that was supposed to be this big pomp and circumstance event on Saturday. They played not even one inning of baseball in Tennessee. They had to basically suspend the game because of rain, and they picked it up on Sunday. But as great as it looked on TV, apparently it was an absolute utter mess. Now, I appreciate Major League Baseball trying to do something different, like the NHL with its Winter Classic, where they play like a hockey game at Fenway Park or something. But Major League Baseball continues to get in its own way. All they have to do is do their Field of Dreams game every year. Play the game up in Iowa at the Field of Dreams site. They did that for a couple of years. Make that a summer staple and don't overthink it. Apparently, the Speedway game had so many issues. It was an absolute mess. The fans, people were calling it like the Fire Festival of baseball games. Hot dogs without buns. It was a disaster.
See, I missed the first day of the disaster. I just saw when a guy hit the home run, they had the car going around. I thought that looked pretty cool, but I missed the whole first day.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. It looked cool sitting on the couch. But the fact that it had the weather delay, you're trying to get 90,000 fans into this game. And if you go on social media, the fans are just killing Major League Baseball for how they handled this game. It's a cool idea in theory. Play a baseball game at a racetrack. Get in 90,000 people. Put on a big show. But sometimes less is more. And Major League Baseball needs to realize that because they learned it the hard way, John.
Hey, Savannah Bananas would have filled it.
Yeah.
Well, no, you were talking about the Field of Dreams thing, and then they played in Birmingham at Rickwood, that old ballpark one time. So stuff like that's kind of cool. But playing it at a racetrack, you might as well put it in the parking lot out here at Corporate Woods. Hey, we can play at Sprint Center now for sure.
Yeah. Oh, don't give them any ideas. Please don't give them any ideas. And last but not least,
number 6.
In the 6 at 6, well, ESPN agreeing to obtain NFL Red Zone in a blockbuster deal that came down late on Friday. And I saw so many funny memes going around about this. If they get rid of Scott Hansen and replace him with Kendrick Perkins, something stupid like that, ESPN deserves to have every bad thing come its way. ESPN will probably do something dumb to try to put their ESPN spin on it, and it will be an utter disaster. Do not screw up Red Zone, ESPN. That's all I've got.